Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. I have Rudolf Medvedev, founder and CEO of Ternion. Rudolf, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so very much. I'm so glad.
Give us some background on your company and yourself, and then I'll dive right into my talking points with you for today.
Yes, well, I've been starting with financial markets actually in the beginning at around 8 years ago. I started with the basic principles of FX stock trading and went to my university, and I found out about commodities and commodity trading, which was astounding to me at all the rates and all the volatility, what was happening back in the day. It was around 2011, 2010. And in 2013, it happened so funny that my friend introduced me to cryptocurrencies. He said that, hey, there's a big fad going on, and we should build a cryptocurrency casino back in the day. So we were quite young at that age. We were like 21, 22 years old. And we decided to go ask big people for money to make a cryptocurrency casino. And back then, like 2011, Bitcoin was like an internet coin, which no one actually understood and only thought that it's some kind of shady business. So we didn't manage to do that. But instead, I started to find out more about IT infrastructure, about high-frequency trading, about in-depth markets, and started to work at brokerage firms, prime brokerages, and data centers. So actually walking around, talking to people got me to places and got me some jobs, which were quite interesting. And last year, it happened so that cryptocurrencies came back to my life. I saw potential in Ether, but I thought that I missed the price at $10, and I started buying small altcoins. So one led to another, and like around March, I saw many problems with regulation, and I saw many problems with anti-money laundering in terms of cryptocurrencies. And I thought that this is the time to actually create something that would change the whole problem of it, to make cryptocurrencies a currency and not actually some kind of, again, digital coin on the internet, which everyone speaks about but nobody uses. And that's what led to Ternion, actually, because Ternion is all about transparency, regulation, AML, and this is the hot topic right now, and it has to be addressed much more.
I agree. Where do you think we're going to go with this? What's the future of blockchain as it applies to what your company is doing?
Well, the thing is, I love the fact that right now Malta is being one of the places to be in terms of blockchain. They just passed one more law to actually acknowledge ICOs and understand how to regulate them, to look for red lights. So after Malta, if the situation is successful, there will be much more European countries actually involved. And I think the SEC will follow as well. And after we get regulation done in the United States, then I think there's no stopping for the next level of it. Then cryptocurrency transactions will be traceable for red hot wallets, which you cannot accept for AML reasons. And we can move onwards actually to even more technological advancements in terms of private networks, lightning networks, you name it. There's a lot of stuff happening right now, like the Lightning Network being developed, and Vitalik even spoke about like Plasma for decentralized exchanges. But it's not being developed properly because there's no good fiat gateway for cryptos, which is the first point of it. How do you buy something? And this is where everything's going right now.
Got it. What about the future of ICOs? How do you see those evolving?
I have to be honest, I am doing an ICO at the moment, but I do not like the fact that where the industry has led us. Because the first and utmost fact is that ICOs cannot be properly regulated, and many people just do them, and so many people follow it. Like, it's not transparent enough. There's a lot of scams around, which is even worse. And at the same time, even service providers sometimes don't offer something interesting. So I think ICO markets will be completely changed by the time everything will be under a really big gridlock. Everyone will be looking at who's the owner, who's the founder, who pays what, who monitoring transactions, and it's how it should be. Because otherwise the small person gets actually in pain the most, and not the big one.
I got it. What about hacks in the industry?
Hacks in the industry. Well, the thing is, it's quite hard to have at the same time all the IT infrastructure in something so transparent and hide it so much. But private blockchains are being developed right now quite successfully, and I think a lot of hacks will be able to withstand, like a lot of infrastructure will be able to withstand hacks thanks to private networks. Because everything is happening on a private network, and it's being sent once per day, for instance, to auditing. But when it's already sent, it's already gone. You don't see it anymore in the system, so you cannot penetrate it at the same second. That might be one of the actually solutions. The second one being much more private data centers, but we're a bit still long gone from that because it's really costly. And an exchange doesn't make enough money to have multiple servers all around the world, physical presence.
I agree. Tell me more about the transparency, the regulation, and the liability of the exchanges towards our clients.
Well, the thing is, we decided to go fully audited every year because we had a lot of problems with Bitfinex. We had a lot of problems even with Kraken, and not to mention Korean exchanges. Like, I don't want to be starting on that. And the thing is that auditing once per year, it might cost an exchange a bit more money, but at the same time, it shows what your balance consists of. It shows you your assets, your liabilities, what's your total cost, and where do you spend the money. So, for instance, if I'm a negative exchange with a negative balance, would the client send me money? Of course not. He's afraid. But at the same time, and there's the point of regulation. A regulatory basis will not allow unaudited with negative balance exchange to be operating for the people, because 5 minutes, too much money, little bubble in an ecosystem of money transfers, and the exchange is gone. And again, the small people are being the ones to be paid.
I get it. Let's wrap this up with information about your ICO. You had mentioned that early. I wanted to get some of the details out of you before we close.
Sure. Well, the thing is, we are building an ecosystem. It's an exchange, a centralized exchange at the beginning, where basically you have the already beta running successfully on the website publicly. The second part is the payment system, which has a debit card and is interlinked with the centralized exchange, and a decentralized exchange, which everyone says is the future, but I believe hybrid exchanges are the future, where a centralized body is combined with a decentralized body. So it's transparent, it's auditable on the centralized part, and it's transparent actually on the decentralized part. So it's a win-win situation. So we're combining that into an ecosystem which would have a liquidity fund which would be supporting the business, raising the awareness in the community, going in front of media, stating our points of views, and not just doing marketing for our company, and that's what we're doing right now.
Perfect. Beautiful. Rudolf, thanks for being a guest on the show.
Always a pleasure.
You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll talk to you next.